Think back to your own school days for a second. Now, ask yourself, was that whole system built for the world you live in right now? Or for a world that, well, doesn't really exist anymore? That's the big question we're exploring today as we dive into curriculum reform in the age of AI. So let's just jump right in with a huge provocative question that really gets to the heart of all this. Are we actually giving kids the tools they'll need for tomorrow? Or are we just, stuck teaching them for yesterday? Okay, so let's get one thing straight. The problem isn't that our education system was a failure. Not at all. For a long, long time, it worked incredibly well. The problem is that the world it was designed for, poof, it's just gone. It's fundamentally changed.
And you can really see the logic behind the old system here. And honestly, it's fascinating. Back when information was hard to come by, the whole thing was built on a few simple ideas. The teacher was the expert, books were rare and precious, and if you could memorize stuff, you were set. And you know what? For that time, it made perfect sense.
This image just captures the mismatch perfectly, doesn't it? The old system was like a horse and buggy, and it was great for a horse and buggy world. But today, we're living on a 6-lane superhighway, and that old model, it just can't keep up. So this brings us to the biggest change of all. And it's not just about, having smartphones or laptops. It's about our entire relationship with knowledge itself. We've completely flipped from a world of information scarcity to one of total information overload. I mean, just look at this contrast. It's wild. Yesterday, you had a handful of books in a library. Today, you've got the entire internet in your pocket. Yesterday, the teacher was the source of all facts. Today, we have AI that can generate and analyze data in a split second. And this, right here, is the crucial point. The most valuable skill isn't memorizing facts anymore. It's being able to critically think about them. Just think about it for a second. In the time it takes you to even ask a question, a student today can pull up literally hundreds of sources. We're talking articles, studies, videos, and a whole bunch of conflicting opinions. So in a world like that, the old model of a teacher just standing there and delivering facts, well, it becomes pretty much obsolete, right? So what happens when you have this huge mismatch? What are the real-world consequences? Well, it creates what we can call the modern learning gap, that empty space where our educational blueprint is actively failing to prepare students for the world they actually live in. And here are the major weaknesses, really, in a nutshell. We're still hammering home memorization in an age where you can look up anything instantly. We're using this one-size-fits-all model that ignores how different people learn. And maybe the most critical failure, we aren't teaching kids how to navigate the digital world, safely and effectively. Yeah, and this quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. It says, students are living these rich digital lives, but their school day often just pretends that world doesn't exist, and that leaves them totally unprepared to actually handle it. Okay, so that's the problem. It sounds pretty big, right? So what's the solution? Well, it all starts with the most important person in the classroom, the teacher, and their role isn't going away. In fact, it's becoming more important than ever. But it has to change. It's got to evolve from the sage on the stage to the guide on the side. And this slide really shows that transformation in action. A teacher's job shifts from being the one person with all the answers to being a facilitator, a guide helping students find their way through this jungle of information. They become a mentor for critical thinking, a coach for how to do research responsibly and ethically. So once the teacher's role is redefined, the curriculum itself has to follow. The whole focus needs to change. It has to be about building durable skills, not just memorizing disposable facts. We need a curriculum that's actually built for this new AI age. So what does this new educational mandate actually look like? Well, it's a pretty clear 4-step roadmap. First up, we shift the focus from what you know to how you think. Step 2, we've got to weave digital, media, and AI literacy into every single subject. Third, we make critical thinking, problem solving, and evaluation the top priority. And finally, step 4, we connect what's learned in the classroom to the real-world challenges students are actually going to face out. And this right here, this is the key takeaway of the whole thing. In a world with infinite information, being able to memorize a fact is pretty much worthless. But the ability to find information, to figure out if it's credible, and then use it wisely, that's priceless. And that is the new goal of education. So, we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Think back on your own education for a moment.
What's the one skill you really wish you had been taught that would help you in the world we live in today? Seriously, think about it. The answer to that question isn't just personal. It might just hold the key to the future of education.